That was okay. Let me hear you one more time. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Donnie Harris Jr., your ringside pitch man, the best dressed man in all of professional wrestling, and a new face here to the broadcast team. He is a former WWE referee. He is my color commentator. He is much better than Darion Drummond. Everybody, please welcome Wes Adams. What's up, Crestview, Florida? Who's ready to see some fights tonight? Woo! Wes. We got to do something, man. We got 3 sections here. We got to find out who the loudest section is. Okay, I'm going to take that side, you take this side. All right, this side first. How loud are we? Show them how it's done! What? Oh, yeah, we got to see here. This side, how you doing? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me confer with my constituent, and I see you, man. I'm glad you're here. All right, this side wins. All right, folks, we have one hell of a card here tonight. In the main event, Ronan LeBeau defends his title for the first time against Dirk Darkson. What do you think, Wes?
I saw those 2 guys in the back warming up, and I'm not going anywhere near them. This title match is going to be a fight tonight. Those 2 guys are mad, and somebody's going to get hurt tonight.
And speaking of Dirk Darkson, his career coach, Zachary Magnus, PhD, is going up against Chris Mason for the D1 Championship.
You always got to watch your back for that dirty doctor, but I'll tell you what, Chris Mason's had that championship almost 8 months, and he ain't giving it up without a fight.
And speaking of championships, tonight, Reyes, Cruz Rivera, Jay Lavilla put their tag team titles on the line against Dirty Drummond and the flop star, Johnny Romano.
No, you got issues with those 2 guys, but those 2 guys are gelling as a tag team. I'm looking forward to this tag team match tonight.
Horton, speaking of the main event, we got a triple threat match with main event stipulations, if you will. Jack McGuire versus Jay Blanchard versus Caden Marks. Whoever wins that match gets to be the guest referee in the main event.
A triple threat means 3 times the action, so let's get it done.
All right, that plus many more action heading your way. But at this time, Crestview, Florida, it is my and Wes's great privilege to introduce to you, he is the reigning world champion of the Coastal Wrestling Federation. Crestview, Florida, please welcome Ronan LeBeau.
Crestview, how we feeling? Crestview, how we feeling? I'm gonna sing a little song. And if you know it, join in. Yeah, here I go again. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Dear how much I love you. Please don't take. So my mother used to sing that to me when I was younger. I don't see it. I don't see what she sees. I don't see what you guys see. Sunshine, that's usually someone with an aura of positivity, am I right? Y'all can talk, am I right? See, I liken myself to a car crash. On that highway that you just can't escape. You're drawn to it, yet you don't know why. You're lulled in, the danger, the trauma, the sorrow. This professional wrestling ring, this is where I release my sorrow. I don't want to do it. I need to. I must do it. And what I must do tonight is get my title back from that little piggy, Dirk Darkson. Mr. Darkson, you are a thief. Mr. Darkson, you are a coward. Mr. Darkson, I'm going to put my shin across your face tonight. And I am not asking you, Mr. Darkson. I am telling you, get your ass out here and get the ass whooping that you deserve.
Cut my music. Welcome back, champ. Mr. Laveau. You're looking a little light. Like you lost some weight. Let me teach you something real quick. When you're carrying borrowed property, be more respectful of it. Yeah, I said borrowed. Because tonight, shut up when I'm talking. Because tonight, when I am done, I'll wait. Get it out. I'll wait. Tonight, when I finish with Justin Flo, are you done? I'm going to clip that cock's wings, and then I'm coming for you. I'm coming for Darkson. I don't care who. I will be the first ever 3-time Postal Wrestling Federation champion.
Hello? Good? Good? Okay. Hi! Hi! Hi, Ronan. Hi, Sins. Hi, guys! I'm out here right now to talk to you and to you. Quickly with you, sir. Our paths have not crossed yet, but you were talking about next in line for the CWF World Championship. I don't think so. I actually think it's me. Which brings me to you, Ronan Laveau. Ronan, we've had our differences in the past, but we both certainly agree that we do not like Dirk Darkson. We don't like Dirk Darkson. Do we like Dirk Darkson? We don't. No. Don't like Dirk Darkson. I don't. Yeah. So tonight, Ronan, in the main event, I'm going to do my best. I will be the referee of that match, and I will make sure nothing goes wrong either way. I will make sure of that. And that's because, Ronan, I want my shot at the CWF World Championship. Now, recently, I have not deserved a shot. I have not been on my game. I have not been up to par. But, last year at Proving Ground, I won an opportunity to cash in for a championship match anytime, any place. I have not used that yet, Ronan. I have not been on my game, but that doesn't change that I have that opportunity. I can cash in whenever I can.
Hold on. Jack, hold on. I have something nice to say to Jack. Jack, I have something nice to say. No, hold on. Jack, you're right. Jack's right about something. Do you want to hear what I have to say or not? It's a good thing. Jack, you're right. He's right. He hasn't earned a shot at the CWF World Championship because the last time I faced Jack, I beat him. I almost ended his career, actually, because I almost broke his arm. Jack, you can step to the back of the line. I don't care about your cash in. These people truly don't actually care about you. You're actually selfish. I know you better than you think. Ronan, I struggle to understand why you chose to become selfish. Listen, I wouldn't trust the education system up here either because you guys don't really speak English. You chose to be selfish. We had a great thing going with the light, but you saw an opportunity, and I'll give you credit for taking it, but don't forget who helped you get there. Dirk Darkson helped you get there. I helped you get there. Orion helped you get there, and you got selfish. So if you have managed to beat Dirk Darkson tonight, don't get your hopes up. But if you do, I promise you, Ronan, I will be the one
to take that CWF title from you. Colt, Manson, you're not back for an Empire title. You're back for the ass kicking of a lifetime. And you, the Circle K junkie, just take your ass backstage. Colt, like I said, you're not smart enough to attack me. You're not smart enough to pull off a plan like that, but just because I've ruled you out doesn't mean you're not going to scream like a bitch tonight and tell me just who did. But until then, everybody is a suspect, and that includes you. And it certainly includes you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you saw it. You know, a lot of things are happening here in the Coastal Wrestling Federation. Jack McGuire just reminded us that he does have that title shot that he won at Proving Ground. Ronan Laveau set to go up against Dirk Darkson for the first time. You've got the issues with Colt Manson and Marshall Briggs.
Hey, and it looks like we're getting kicked off, so I better announce this match.
Yeah, go ahead and get started, my man.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Introducing first, this is Michael Hart. And introducing his opponent, Andres Reyes.
We going. All right, Wes. Great introductions, my man.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
All right, opening contest here. We have the returning Michael Hart going up against Andres Reyes. What an opportunity for Reyes. He's been welcomed into the ranks of Reyes to soar as well, and he has a chance to pick up a big victory here against a former CWF World Champion in Michael Hart.
Absolutely. Anytime you can get a match with a former champion, and especially a victory over a former champion, that looks great to the championship committee. So it's going to help him move up the ranks very quickly if he can defeat Michael Hart.
You know, and Michael Hart, even though he's a former champion, he's been MIA for a number of years. Returned last month and teamed with Nathan Sims against Jay Blanchard and Marshall Briggs. Jay Blanchard getting the win for his team, so certainly not getting off on the right foot as far as the wins go, but now back in singles action, and the 16 years of experience that Michael Hart has in play is certainly going to give him an advantage over only 5 years that Reyes has.
Absolutely. Even though he has been MIA in the CWF, he's definitely not been MIA in Texas, Arkansas, and all the other companies he's been working for during his time away from the CWF.
Both men just getting a little stretch in here. Referee checking them for any foreign objects. Both these men, you know, play it straight. Michael Hart, in the past, you know, even though he does keep company with Nathan Sims, I didn't think Nathan Sims had any friends left he could call on, but I completely forgot about Michael Hart.
He made an extreme long-distance phone call for that one, and even though the referee is checking, sometimes you just never know.
Referee making sure both men are ready. There's the call for the bell, and here we go. Andres Reyes, last time in action was in that triple threat match between Zachary Magnus himself and Chris Mason. And, you know, in that match, Zachary Magnus was able to pin Chris Mason 1-2-3, that pin getting him a title shot against Chris Mason later on tonight.
Absolutely. And I'm watching these two guys tie up. You know, they look pretty evenly matched. Reyes looks a little bit thicker, but he's got a much more defined power base. Michael Hart's a little bit taller, a little bit more lean, so these guys are going to match up quite nicely.
About the only advantage, of course, you know, we talked about the veteran, the experience that Michael Hart has. He also has a little bit of a height advantage. So I really think Reyes, you know, even though he's a high flyer, he's really going to have to stay on the inside and try to neutralize that reach that Michael Hart has.
Absolutely. He's doing a great job of it so far, getting Michael Hart backed up in the ring. Sends him a little message right there, Donnie.
Reyes not intimidated by height, getting behind there and certainly using that headlock to try to get Michael Hart lower just a little bit there. Don't know how well it worked for him. Now Michael Hart there with the headlock.
Nice reversal, and you see how tight look at that roll.
Ooh, look at that forearm. That'll knock the taste out your mouth. Throwing Reyes into the ropes. Reyes coming around behind him, trying to get control of the backing in, perhaps. No. Working on something here. Has control. Has him hugged him, but I don't think he has a good grip there on Michael Hart.
You can tell these two have scouted each other a pretty good bit here. Those little series of reversals shows you right there that they both are familiar with each other's work.
Watching tape is so important here, especially here. Ooh, good hip toss there from Reyes, following it up with a good kick to the back. Now Reyes might be going, just dropping down there on Michael Hart. Going to try to go for the pin. No. Michael Hart, I don't even think it was a one there, Wes.
I don't think he even got close to a one. Michael Hart was immediately up.
Throw him into the ropes again. Cross body, but getting caught by Michael Hart. Michael Hart with a little bit of strength here. No, able to slip out of it like an eel.
Nice catch. He took a little bit too much time trying to decide what he was going to do with him when he caught him.
And we talk about watching tape. You saw right there, you saw the fist going up in the air. Reyes was going for the Troy Yukin, but Michael Hart has watched tape. He stopped his momentum by holding onto those ropes so he didn't run right into the Troy Yukin.
Absolutely. Big forearm to the back by Michael Hart. Now he's getting a little more fired up. You know, at first they were wrestling, but now it's turning into a little bit more physical here.
Physicality will only intensify as the match goes on. That was certainly physically intensified there. Now Michael Hart going to try to go for the pin. Only a one count though. Reyes able to kick out, but you know Reyes probably weighs in about 170, 180. Michael Hart 225. You know, it's an advantage every time the bigger man goes for the pin, because even if the smaller man kicks out, you know, you're knocking so much more weight off your shoulder, that's got to expend a little bit more energy.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good strategy going for the pin after a great clothesline like that, but you have to hook the leg. I understand sometimes when you get caught up in the moment, you don't always think about it. You just go for that pin, but if you hook that leg on that pin, that's going to get you an extra half a second, which can be crucial in a match, especially like this.
And you talk about the legs, even though he was down and out, Reyes was going for the leg, the thigh there of Michael Hart. It was a good target, but Michael Hart just shaking off the pain, going to concentrate his aggression back on here, Reyes, hitting him with that forearm now. Irish whipping to the other side.
Nice throw by Michael Hart.
And very smart on Michael Hart. You know, concentrate on that spine. Do the damage. Going for the pin here. Do that damage on the spine. Reyes is a high flyer. He needs that spine to contort and, you know, move around when he gets up in the air for those aerial maneuvers. And if that spine's hurting, he can't do that.
Absolutely. And if you notice, Michael Hart,
now playing very loose with the rules. I'm sorry, Wes, go ahead.
He hooked the leg on that pin attempt, and he got a 2 count. So that hooking the leg is going to get you an extra half a second, and that could be the half a second you need to win a match.
A little bit of a foot shove there from Michael Hart. Michael Hart just looking down on Reyes. Reyes so far has not picked up a victory here in the Coastal Wrestling Federation. Oh, once again concentrating on that leg, concentrating on that left leg of Michael Hart. Michael Hart just bringing the hammer down on the back of the head of Reyes. That's got to hurt.
Yeah, you don't want to fire up a guy like Reyes too much. You know, he's a young guy. He's only got 5 years in, but he's a tough guy. He's got a lot to prove. He's going after that first win. You don't want to spend too much time showboating when you're in there with a guy like Reyes.
Well, Reyes, you know, some urgency to him, but Michael Hart really more just kind of taking his time. You know, just a few quick strides, scooping up Reyes now. Slamming him down right in the middle of the ring. Could go for a pin if he wants. No. Followed up with a leg drop. Very smart keeping him right in the middle of the ring. Harder to get to the ropes. Now going to go for the pin. Only a 2 count. And you just saw the experience there of Michael Hart. Like I said, put him right there in the middle of the ring, so it'd be very hard for Reyes to reach any of the 4 ropes, you know, any of the 4 ropes there on the bottom.
Definitely keep him in the center of the ring. Keep him on his back. And then when he kicks out, you notice he immediately grabbed a hold. So Michael Hart at this point is controlling the pace of this match.
Referee checking on Reyes now. Going to see if he fades. Ooh, working on the left arm now of Andres Reyes. Andres Reyes, though, made us some tough stuff. He's been trained by some of the... Oh! I don't care how tough you are. It only took that arm out of socket. Might have broke the elbow.
220 pounds worth of Michael Hart right on that left arm.
And now Michael Hart, once again, using the ropes to his advantage, has the count of 5. You better watch that count. Does not want to get DQ'd.
He's found his opening on that arm. He's going after it.
Now going to go to work. Now to go the work once again with that submission hold locked in. Could transition into a pin attempt here. Reyes not looking good here, Wes. Referee telling us no, he hasn't given up. Not going to make the announcement yet that he's lost. He's trying to ignore that pain. A lot of fight, and Andres Reyes really wants to get this win. Now has control. Doesn't have control of Michael Hart. I spoke too soon.
Trying to fight out of it, but Michael Hart's controlling the pace of this move. He's keeping him in the center of the ring. He's keeping that center of gravity low. He's keeping the pressure on that shoulder of Reyes. But Reyes fights back up.
Down he went again. Now Michael Hart perhaps just deciding what he wants to do next. He has a moment. He has a chance. Reyes isn't going anywhere. Ooh, another just light little tap there with the boot. I think that's more just to do mental damage, as if to say, I don't think nothing about you. Wait, no,
Oh.
Reyes. Reyes getting a little bit of life back in him.
What a shot to the gut.
Concentrating on that bread basket. Michael Hart going to ignore the pain, just come crashing once again down on that head of Reyes. He's been concentrating on the arm, but he's also put a lot of aggression on that head, and especially like if you hit the back of the head, that's a dangerous spot to get blown at too many times. You could lose your vision momentarily.
Yeah, definitely. And if you notice that whenever Reyes hit Michael Hart in the stomach, it kind of fired Michael Hart back up a little bit. He kind of started getting a little more aggressive. He stopped the showboating, he stopped the kicking, he stopped the taunting, and now he's grabbed the hold, and he's still controlling this match.
Reyes could be fading here, pretty much in the middle of the ring. Can't get to that bottom rope. This crowd here in Crestview, Florida, clapping, trying to get behind Andres Reyes. I think they're making it very clear which man they favor here.
Crowd's coming alive.
And now Reyes with the schoolboy. Could it be it? No! Ooh, that'll stop any momentum he had. Now Reyes just once again down on his knees at the mercy of Michael Hart. Michael Hart pretty much all out of it to give. Michael Hart wants to get back in that title picture. Oh, Michael Hart missed, but Reyes did it. Michael Hart missed it again. Reyes, as I said, hanging low, getting on the inside. Trying to neutralize that reach advantage.
He's found a stride. Here he goes.
There he goes into the ropes. Up and over. Good maneuver there. Didn't quite get the job done. Doing it again. Getting fired up from the bottom rope. Didn't connect quite as well as he'd hoped.
Mistimed that one a little bit, but he's following back up.
Oh, good knee there. Could be all over. No.
2 3/4. That was close, but Michael Hart still has a little gas left in the tank.
Yeah, but really that's got to hurt the psychology of Michael Hart. That's the first time he's really had trouble kicking out of a pin. But the frustration setting in on Reyes. You see him there just slapping the mat. He can't get frustrated if he wants to get this win.
Nice reversal by Michael Hart. Followed it up with an outright right in front of the referee. So he's pulling out all the stops in this match.
Frowned upon here in the Coastal Wrestling Federation. Good follow through there. Could have the win. No.
Close. So close. Reyes kicked out of that Falcon Zero. That was a nice move by Michael Hart, and even nicer effort on the part of Andres Reyes kicking out of that.
That Falcon's Arrow is one of the best moves that any wrestler can have in his arsenal. Not only does it does damage, but it puts you right in the middle of a pin. But still, Reyes able to kick out. Now Michael Hart, though. Michael Hart could be tuning up the band here. Missed with the super kick. Boy, the Shoryuken! The Shoryuken! Right onto Michael Hart, going for the pin, and he got it! And he got it!
We going.
The winner of the match, Andres Reyes!
Andre Reyes with a Shoryuken, and he got the victory.
Michael was tuning up the band, but the band got the lights pulled on him at the last minute. Andres Reyes with his first big singles win in the CWF.
What a big victory over a former CWF champion. Reyes getting that win that he so desperately needed. And now, if he can keep the momentum up, if he can stack a few more, he can be challenging for a title very soon here in the Coastal Wrestling Federation.
Absolutely, that was a tremendous match. Both guys gave everything they had, and if that's what we have in the first match, what is the rest of the night going to bring?
Yeah, take nothing from Michael Hart, a great showing from a former champion, but unfortunately he gets the loser's pay here tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it. Congratulations once again to Reyes picking up a big victory over the former champion. But up next, Wes, it's the triple threat matchup that has main event implications for whichever man wins that. Jack McGuire already predicting that he's going to be that winner, but he has to get through Jay Blanchard, who's been on a hot streak, and Kaden Marks, who has pinned Jack McGuire in the past.
You know, in a triple threat match with implications like this, you're not only having to fight one man, you're fighting two men at the same time. And you don't know at any point, any of these two guys could start working together to get the third guy out. I don't know who wants to referee this match.
Yeah, of course, alliances only last so long because it is one fall to a finish, so one pin and it all goes to you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that match coming up next.
The following contest is a triple threat matchup where the winner will be the special guest referee for the main event. Introducing first, about to make his way to the ring. He is the king of the Manimal Kingdom, Crestview, Florida. This is the Manimal, Kaden Marks. And introducing next, he's my friend and your friend, the guy that always has a warm welcome. This is Jack McGuire. And the final contestant. This is the gold that don't fade, the golden one, Jay Blanchard.
All right, Wes, what more could you ask for in a triple threat matchup? Three young, hungry competitors, each wanting to go through the other two for a chance to be the guest referee in the main event, and what a boon that could be. Not only do you get the winner's pay here, you get that rest pay, but also you get to scout a possible future opponent.
Absolutely. And these three guys one of them is about to get a major step up the CWF ladder. They're going to be put in the main event, special guest referee, and we always know how that turns out.
Could you be saying that certain things just occur here in professional wrestling that we may have seen before?
No.
No. All right, calling for the bell. And there it is. Triple threat matchup. So in a triple threat matchup, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar, one fall to a finish. There is no eliminations per se. And each man, wants that match. First, let's talk about Jay Blanchard. Jay Blanchard, last time he was here, Manimal just going to go to the outside. Manimal, the veteran of these three, kind of smart, let them two duke it out. There's no countouts here.
Let them go. Let's see if they bite. Let's see if they pick up on it. And it looks like they're not going to fall for it. That is awesome.
No. Each of these guys, Jay Blanchard and Jack McGuire, kind of seem to be eyeing Manimal Caden Marks. And Caden Marks, Caden Marks going to get back in the middle of the ring. Jay Blanchard going to meet him first, followed by Jack McGuire. Jack McGuire knows the tricks of Manimal Caden Marks, and now Jay Blanchard and Jack McGuire finding common cause. And the Manimal Caden Marks put down the most dangerous threat first.
Yeah, but they got to understand that no matter what, in a triple threat match, any alliance you make is not going to last very long because you still have to beat the guy that you're teaming with.
Wait, could be going for a double. Could be going for a double suplex there. Beautiful double suplex on the Manimal Caden Marks. These two not done on Manimal.
Nope.
Beautiful double drop kick.
I want to see who's going to make the first move. Is it going to be Jay Blanchard or is it going to be Jack McGuire? One of them's going to have to make a move on another one if they want to win this match and move forward to be the referee.
They've neutralized Manimal, and now they've kind of locked eyes and like, okay, now we got to concentrate on each other. Neither man seems to be in a hurry here. Jack McGuire giving a handshake there, and essentially we have a singles matchup. And Jack McGuire, very friendly guy. He's almost like a golden retriever. He's just happy to see everyone.
Well, I'll say this. If he pees on my leg, I'm coming out of retirement, and I'm going to neuter him.
Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to neuter and spay all your pets at home.
Help control the pet population.
Right now, who's in control is Jay Blanchard. Jay Blanchard, a graduate of the D1 Academy, a special academy we have here in the Coastal Wrestling Federation. Been trained by some of the best minds we have here in the CWF. But right now, Jack McGuire in control. Jack McGuire desperately needs a win. Right now, what he needs to do is look behind him. You saw the Manimal trying to pick his moment here and trying to make sure both men aren't looking at him. Going to strike like a snake. There are serpents in the Manimal Kingdom.
Absolutely. And look, he's sitting there. He's picking his spot. He's waiting. Right now, Jack's got control with a headlock on Jay Blanchard. There's no need to interrupt it.
No need, neither man going for the pin. Good shoulder tackle there from Jack McGuire. Jack McGuire, of course, also mentioned, up and over, Jay Blanchard went. Both these men essentially both fighting like an angry slinky, if you will. Good arm drag there from Jack McGuire. Arm drag now from Jay Blanchard.
Anything you can do, I can do better, it looks like, between these two.
Both men knew what the other was doing. And Wes, as a referee in the WWE, when two men face off against each other and they have similar styles, where do you go from there?
But that's where the tape watching comes in. That's when you have to steal from other people's playbook. If you're wrestling somebody that's just like you, you're going to have to wrestle like somebody else.
Yeah, I think these two co-authored the playbook that they've both been reading from. Both men, like I said, really mirroring each other's movesets. And now Manimal, once again, a threat. Good spear there onto Jack McGuire. Jay Blanchard saw it coming, was able to jump out of the way, or jump over it, if you will. Now Jay Blanchard going to concentrate on the former D1 champion, the former tag team champion. Jay Blanchard calls himself the Golden One, is yet to win gold here in the CWF.
And Jay's going to have to pull out some of that aggression that he brought out last month when he was fighting with Marshall Briggs. He came out like a bat out of hell, came out to the ring.
Going for the pin here, Wes. Only a 1 count.
And he challenged Marshall Briggs. Jay really stepped up. That's what he's going to have to do in this match. He's going to have to get to a point where he's going to have to turn up the knob on the aggression and yank it off and get fired up if he wants to referee the main event tonight.
Oh, stomp there from Caden Marks. Caden Marks now just concentrating more aggression. Another stomp there onto Jay Blanchard. 3rd stomp now. Jack McGuire still on the outside. Hasn't reinserted himself. All that weight coming down onto Jay Blanchard. Could be over. No, only a 2 count. And we talk about it constantly, Wes. You know, even though Caden Marks, you know, isn't the heaviest wrestler, Jay is still having to kick him off. Jay is still expelling energy. And, you know, he's had 3 stomps to the chest, along with all that other. He's got to be gassed already, you think. He's not really having a moment to breathe, provided Jack McGuire doesn't get in here and distract the attention of Caden Marks.
And that's why I like Caden Marks. I mean, you can't agree with everything he does, but you have to respect the fact that they call him the Manimal for a reason. He's aggressive. He's vicious. He jumps on his opponents. He stalks them like prey. And look what he's doing right now.
Yeah,
he is pulling out all the stops.
Referee going to kind of let it slide this time. Those ropes being used as a weapon, if you will. And we saw Michael Hart do that earlier.
And you know, it's so hard being a referee in a triple threat match because what are you going to do? You can't disqualify in that situation because who are you going to award the match to? You could disqualify Caden Marks, but who do you award the match to? Jay Blanchard or Jack McGuire? So I really feel for the referee in this situation.
Yeah. Well, Jack McGuire now back on the side of the ring, and much like Manimal did earlier, just kind of trying to pick his moment. Wait a second, you're just trying to get some rest in.
Nice suplex by Jay Blanchard.
Jay Blanchard showing his strength, picking up the bigger man, but Jay Blanchard's got to be spent. And now Jack McGuire picked his chance. At least he waited till Jay Blanchard was turned around. Jack McGuire up and over, dropping it down onto Jay Blanchard. McGuire now with his 2nd win. Going to concentrate on Caden Marks. Caden Marks is pinning before, but can he do it again? Crossbody from the 2nd rope into the pin. No.
Beautiful springboard crossbody by Jack McGuire. But he's got to watch out for Jay Blanchard in the corner over there.
Yeah, as I said, no animosity per se between these two, but they're certainly going to take each other out if it means getting the win. No. Both men going to work there on Jack McGuire.
Vicious, vicious strike by the Manimal Caden Marks. He might have just put Jay Blanchard in a spot to take advantage.
Jay Blanchard now with the spot to take advantage. Jay Blanchard, splashing down there, body splash, going for the pin. No. Perhaps should have went to the high rent district and went for the 14-carat splash.
Well, he was
That's
late
how he won last month.
He was late on rent this month. He's getting evicted.
Makes me glad I'm a landowner and don't pay rent. I hear it's brutal. Right now, what's brutal is those blows being brought down on the king of the Manimal Kingdom. Wait a minute, no, might have spoke too soon here. Spinebuster there of sorts. Onto Jay Blanchard and the Manimal throwing off one of the elbow pads. They're going to throw caution to the wind.
I wonder if the Manimal pays rent in the jungle.
I'm not sure. I'll have to check up the zoning code. Do you think they have suburbs in the jungle?
I'd like to think they do.
I hear the humidity's pretty rough there, and I'm speaking that as a Floridian. Right now, what's rough, though, is it looks like the chances for either Jay Blanchard or Jack McGuire to get this victory is going to be null and void here. Caden Marks going to pick a spot. Oh, and a super kick right to the kisser.
Nice super kick.
Going for the pin. 2, 3, no, only a 2 count. Could have swore it was over there, Wes.
And look at Jack McGuire on the outside. I think he's making a little recovery. He keeps slowly peeking his head over the apron, looking like he's about to pick his spot to get back in the mix.
Well, Jack McGuire made the prediction. He came out here earlier. He looked Ronan Laveau in the eye and said, hey, I'm going to ref that match. I'm going to make sure nothing untoward's happening either way. Ooh, suplex there from the Manimal.
Ooh, you could tell from the way Jay Blanchard shot up and those eyes were crossed. That took a lot out of him. And look, another one.
Another suplex, 2 suplexes in a row. And now, really, that serves him right. You know, show a little respect to your opponent there.
With a match with implications like this, you do not need to be showboating.
Shouldn't have been turned around. Jack McGuire now back on the no, tossed right back to the outside. Everybody getting tossed to the outside. No countouts as we've been talking about. But if you're not in the ring, you can't get the victory. All right. Both men are taking their time there. No, Caden Marks still had something for Jay. Jay sitting down there on the bottom rope. I'm sure he's not going for a lunch break.
Oh, big chop. I heard that through the headset.
Yeah, they heard that 2 count. He's over. All right, this crowd chanting one more time.
In the Manimal Caden Marks, he isn't going to give the people what they want. But he might should have, because now Jay Blanchard's turning the table.
Good aerial execution there by Jay Blanchard. Jay Blanchard from the second row.
Oh.
The athleticism of the Golden One, Jay Blanchard. Jay Blanchard now, the momentum back in his corner here. Drop kick onto the Manimal. Jay Blanchard gonna go for the pin here. Could be over. No.
Little too close to the rope there. The Manimal Caden Marks, he was aware of where he was at in the ring.
Yeah, but the rookie learns quick, dragging him to the middle. And now, Jay Blanchard. I think there's going to be, wait a minute. What's Nathan Sims doing out here? Hasn't he inserted himself enough in matches? Nathan Sims grabbing Jay Blanchard from behind. Nathan Sims, I guess the issue is between Jay Blanchard. Oh!
And the referee can't do anything. There's no disqualification in this triple threat match.
We saw this last month when Nathan Sims cost Justin Flo a match. And now he's costing Jay Blanchard a perfect opportunity. What the heck has gotten into Nathan? I thought it was settled between him and Jay.
Obviously not, because he's taking Jay right out of this match.
Well, Jack McGuire better turn around. Taking Jay to the back. Wait a minute. The Manimal, Caden Marks, gonna go for the F5. No, Jack able to slip out of it. Jack, straight jacket DDT.
Right on his head.
Straight jacket DDT. And he got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and the guest referee for the main event, Jack McGuire.
Well, Wes, you can say a lot about Jack McGuire, but he's a man of his word. He came out here. He said he was going to be in the main event as a guest referee, and he made it happen. A much-needed win for everyone's friend.
Congratulations to Jack McGuire.
Jack McGuire going to be in the main event. And, you know, even though he kind of beats to his own drum, I think he is going to be a good referee and call that match right down the middle.
Great effort by all 3 of those guys. Congratulations to Jack McGuire, but I'm interested to see what's going to become of Jay Blanchard and Nathan Sims.
Yeah, we'll give you more updates on that as we get them. But up next, we talk about the main event. We talk about Gold. Well, Gold is on the line in our next matchup as the D1 champion, Chris Mason, defends his championship against Zachary Magnus, PhD.
The Southern Brute versus the Good Doctor. I'm going to get up there, Donnie.
All right, to say, you go ahead and get in position, Wes.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it's for the D1 Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, accompanied to the ring by Dirk Dirksen. This is Zachary Magnus, Ph.D. And his opponent, the reigning and defending D1 champion, the Southern Brute, Chris Mason.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The D1 Championship on the line. Dr. Zachary Magnus, Ph.D., being cornered by Dirk Dirksen, who's going to have a title match later on tonight. Staring down the Southern Brute, Chris Mason. Zachary Magnus, one of the very few people in professional wrestling that can stare eye to eye with the Southern Brute. Good job in there, Wes.
Thank you very much, Donnie. That was very exhilarating.
Well, what's exhilarating is we're about to see two hosses go at it. And you got to think what's going through the Southern Brute's mind. He experienced something that a lot of wrestlers experience in their careers, but has been a rare occurrence for him. He was pinned 1, 2, 3 last month by Zachary Magnus.
Yeah, and it's got to take an emotional toll, but also, too, you got to look at Chris Mason and look at the improvement in the last few months. He looks like he shed another 5 pounds since Voltage last month. He's in shape. He's training. He's focused, and I think he's going to use that loss to fire his passion to win this match and defend that championship.
The D1 championship on the line. And if it's one thing we've learned from watching college sports, D1 champions go on to become world champions.
Almost every time. 8 months reigning and defending champion. He's been defending this belt nonstop ever since he got it. But let's see what he can do against the good doctor today.
Last time he defended it against Nathan Sims, calling for the bell. Here we go. And you see Zachary Magnus, he's poised, he's confident. I think he's in the mind of Chris Mason. He's just taking his time. Both these men, neither seem to be in a hurry to lock up.
Yeah, and anybody who's a doctor has a lot of patience. Get it?
Now, yes. Well, great play on words.
See what I did
now,
there?
we say doctor, but I once again, to those listening to us to hear on the live stream, we have not been able to confirm where Magnus got that PhD from.
We don't know if he's a doctor of style, a doctor of desire, or a doctor of death. What is he a doctor of?
I don't think he's a doctor of thugonomics.
He could be.
I mean, I know there's at least one other wrestler with that PhD. Anyways, back to the match at hand. You see Zachary Magnus, he's going back to his corner. He's going back to Dirk Darkson. Now, Dirk Darkson's really just here for moral support. If anyone's giving advice, it's Zachary Magnus. Zachary Magnus has guided the career of Dirk Darkson, and Dirk has been listening, and now he's in the main event. You'll notice that the championship belt is around the waist of Dirk Darkson. He is not the champion yet. He stole that belt.
He absolutely did, and there could be a good chance of Ronan taking that belt back tonight.
Very well could. Both men there just kind of testing each other out. Magnus, I can't believe I'm saying this, Magnus has a little bit of height advantage as well as a little bit of a strength. If he's not has a straight advantage, at least he can match blow for blow. You're not going to see a scientific match here. Both men are going to rely on brute power and strength. Case in point right there, being brute forced to the ground, if you will. No, the head scissors now of Zachary Magnus. Those legs so long, he needs binoculars to tie his bootlaces. Once again, slowing it down here. As I said, you're not going to see you're basically going to just see these men just testing each other's strength, seeing which one's going to give.
Yeah, both these guys in a strong position of power. Like you said, this is going to be a hoss fight. We're not going to see a lot of technical wrestling here. We might see a couple of holds here and there, but look, already going for slams.
Going for the Schoolboy Could Have No champion right here, no. Going for the pin here as well. Now you talk about how Chris Mason has lost weight. Keep in mind, he's still about 230 pounds, so he's got the weight advantage over Zach Magnus, who only weighs about 215. So that's 15 extra pounds that Magnus has to lift off of him every time that the Southern Brute goes for a pin attempt.
Well, if anybody knows a way to get out of it, it is the good doctor. You notice he's got his clipboard, he's got his notes, he's got Dirk Darkson in his corner, trading strategies.
Pushing the Southern Brute into the ropes. Hires with him that time. Oh, and a shoulder tackle for his troubles. Slow and plodding. Southern Brute now going to pick up speed. Once again, just crashing into Zachary Magnus. Ooh.
Man, straight through him.
Magnus rolling to the outside. I don't really blame him. I wouldn't want to be in the ring with that caged beast. And I talk about the caged beast. The Southern Brute, for the most part, is a pretty calm and chill guy. He only shows aggression when he really needs to, when you really tick him off. We've seen that aggression displayed here in the CWF over the years. But right now, he's keeping calm. He's keeping a cool head. He doesn't want his anger to get the better of him and slip up and give Magnus a chance.
Definitely not. And you got to wonder if it ticks him off a little bit to see Dirk Darkson out there with the CWF World title, knowing that he didn't earn it. When you're a guy like Chris Mason, you've earned the D1 championship. You're walking around with pride as a champion. And here, Dirk Darkson is walking around with a stolen championship belt. It's got to eat at Chris Mason a little bit.
Chris Mason was waiting for Zach to get back in there. Oh, off the top rope there. Now Zachary Magnus sliding back in for the bottom rope. Oh, but it looks like the Southern Brute was playing possum, or he recovered plenty quick enough. Ooh, that head that contains all the smarts of Mr. PhD just getting slammed to that top turnbuckle. If you're slammed to that top turnbuckle, you're not going to be thinking a lot. You might be thinking that your favorite color is 7, though. Ooh. Looks like he's about to knock out about all the gold out of those golden locks of Zachary Magnus. Now the Southern Brute with a suplex to follow it up.
Probably lost a few brain cells. It contains
Going for the pin attempt. No, only a 2 count.
It contains some vital information that can help him win this match.
And this is bad for Dirk Darkson. We talk about Dirk Darkson relies heavily on, I'm not saying that Dirk Darkson hasn't earned his own spot, but he relies on the guidance of Zachary Magnus. And if Zachary Magnus gets too beat up, he's not going to be able to give too much career advice to his client.
That's a very good observation there, Donnie. If he does not win this match, or if this match doesn't go well for the Doc, what's Dirk Darkson going to do later tonight when he's in the championship match with Ronan Laveau?
Zach Magnus is probably going to say, do as I say, not as I do. Neck break. Beautiful neck breaker there onto the Southern Brute. Zachary Magnus saw his chance and he took it. And now just training the blows there. Referee giving him a warning, telling him to get off. He does not want a DQ. The title does not change hands in a DQ.
You're throwing those haymakers like that. The Doctor reminds me of like a Barry Windham or somebody like that. That's just a tall dude and just like throws haymakers out of nowhere. And nobody throws better haymakers than Chris Mason. But right now, the Doctor is going toe-to-toe with him.
Right now, the Doctor standing tall and really just taking a moment, letting the Southern Brute catch his wind. I'm not sure about that strategy. Ooh, the Brute fighting from underneath, a position he's not in a lot. Throwing Magnus into the corner. Magnus able to get out of the way. And now Zachary Magnus picking up the Southern Brute and slamming him down. Could he go for the pin? Yes. Only a 2 count.
Nice sidewinding suplex there by the Doctor, Zachary Magnus.
The Southern Brute is in new territory. Very rarely can men pick him up. He is so used to staying on his feet. Yeah, he might have been knocked down with enough force for the most part, but that was, overwhelming force. Really, Chris Mason is in such uncharted territory here.
And you can say what you want about Zachary Magnus, PhD. He might spend too much time in the books. He might spend too much time doing stuff he doesn't need to be doing. But one thing you can't say is this guy does not spend his fair share of time in the gym. You can't pick up a guy like Chris Mason without spending time in the gym.
And now has the submission locked in, good and tight, right there in the middle of the ring. Chris Mason not going to be able to reach for a rope to get a break. Our referee checking on him. Southern Brute, moving his legs about. There's still life left in him. Trying to get out of the hold. This crowd here in Crestview certainly behind him. Last time that Chris Mason was here, got a victory over Colt Manson. Wants to keep that record up. Ooh. Not if Magnus has anything to say about it. Magnuson keeping him down. And once again, Wes, I keep saying it, I'm not used to seeing the Southern Brute manhandled like this.
It is definitely a different picture for sure. We're not used to seeing that. And no, he's not used to feeling that. But the Doctor is playing it off very well. He looks like he's in control. He's carrying himself in that ring like he's in control.
Oh, wait a minute. No, Southern Brute with a little bit of life. No, perhaps getting stomped out there. Southern Brute laying in those elbows there onto Zachary Magnus, trying to corral him into that corner. Whatever the strategy was, Magnus now with a snapmare. How do you get the leverage and the speed for that? That's 230 pounds going over your shoulder.
I don't know how he did it. Might have been something he learned in one of his medical books about torque and kinetics and mass and energy.
I failed A&P twice.
They didn't let me in the door in A&P, so you got further than I did.
Well, right now, what is not failing is the support that this Crestview crowd has for the defending D1 champion. Chris Mason now back up to his feet. Chris Mason. Chris Mason with the strength that he is so well known for, just slamming the back of Zachary Magnus right into the mat. But so much damage has been done to the Southern Brute, he can't capitalize, Wes.
He's got to get up. That was a great belly-to-belly suplex. Looks like the doctor might be the first one to his feet. Chris has got to make a comeback here.
Well, the good doctor, the Iron Doctor, certainly been taking his vitamins, trading blows now, or getting blows rather, from the Southern Brute. The Brute trying to brutalize him. The strategy is simple, hurt the man. Beautiful clothesline there from the Southern Brute. Gonna follow it up. Now has him in the corner, gonna throw him into the other. And now 230 pounds crashing into the good doctor.
Right, that's Southern Brutes. He's found that second gear.
Shifted into third now. Third is in a 3 count. No!
This is when Mason gets at his most dangerous.
You say getting at his most dangerous, but you see the disbelief of Mason, just kind of laying in the mat, holding his hands to his head like, what do I got to do? He's so used to his strength, taking care of somebody. Rarely can somebody kick out of maneuvers like that delivered to them by Chris Mason. Now Chris Mason saying, come on, man. Going to go for brute force. Has him in the full Nelson. No, the good doctor able to slip out of it.
He had that move scouted. Look at this.
Spear now onto the Southern Brute. Is it over? No!
Nearly 3 count. That was so close.
Zachary Magnus could not repeat history. Could not pin the Southern Brute for a second time. And now Dirk arguing with the referee. As we said, Dirk here just for moral support, has not inserted himself in this matchup. Zachary Magnus has helped Dirk in the past, but right now Dirk just kind of letting Zach do it all on his own.
Dirk giving some input here. Let's see what the good doctor does. Oh, Mason with a spine buster.
Yeah, what the good doctor does is receive that spine buster from Chris Mason. Chris Mason now stomping onto the mat. He's pumped up. He's powered up. He's ready. He's ready to deliver some brute force to the good doctor. Taking a moment, getting in position. I guess trying to get the lock in good. No! Zachary Magnus, he knew what was coming. Those elbows into the Southern Brute. Wait a minute. No! Once again, gonna go for the Rorschach. The Rorschach delivered. The Rorschach delivered onto the Southern Brute, but he rolled right in there to the corner.
Little too close to the ropes here.
Zachary Magnus with a pin.
Wait.
Did he get it? Did he get it? He got it. Oh my God, he got it.
We have a new D1 champion.
Huh? I can't believe it, but wait a minute, I didn't see it from this angle. Dirk Darkson with the assist from the outside. How did the ref not catch that?
The winner of the match and new D1 champion, Zachary Magnus, PhD.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm at a loss for words. I never thought I'd see it. Someone has pinned the Southern Brute 2 times in a row. Zachary Magnus, PhD, and now D1 champion.
8 months of hard work down the drain, all because of Dirk Darkson. helping the good doctor win his first championship here in the CWF.
And
I'm
now
at a
you
loss.
got to think, will Lightning strike twice? You know, will Zachary Magnus give the same aid to Dirk Darkson in the main event when he takes on Ronan Laveau for the World Championship?
We're going to find out here in a little while.
Yes, we will. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try to process what we just saw. We'll be going to intermission, but more CWF action coming your way in a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, give me just a second. I'm as shocked as you are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have to process this. So at this point in time, we're going to a short intermission. Concession stands are open. All our merch tables are open. And we'll be back in a little bit with more CWF action.
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed from concessions, we now have pizza.
well. Came from the bottom, I learned how to sell. Pressure been cooking me straight through the hell. Now I'm addicted to winning, oh well. I'm too precise, I don't miss when I speak. Cut from a cloth that can never critique. If I go quiet, it's never a week. Movies just chat, some temples ahead. They want the soft, but won't handle the heat. I'm really him, you can hear it in beats. Violent crowd when I step on the scene. Legend behavior, I'm living the thing. They gon' call me legendary. I've been built for this already. Violent crying sound heavy. Whole world feel it when I'm steady. I don't flex, it's unnecessary. I don't talk, that's secondary. When I move, it's legendary. Yeah, legendary. Pen move fast, every ball got a reason. Stretch it so clean, you can hear how I'm thinking. Math in the cadence, the flow got a sequence. I don't just rap, I'm explaining my vision. Calculated steps, every risk been assessed. I ain't chase cloud, I just focused on progress. Numbers don't lie, but they do when they stress. I let the work speak, I don't over address. Mind stay sharp, I'm folding the doubt. Energy high, let the rhythm pronounce. I ain't loud, but the message is loud. When the beat cuts dead, hear the truth in the sound. I was patient, I waited my turn. Now I'm watching bridges, I burn like the wind. From a thought to a plan to a vision, confirm now the future got nothing to say. They gon' call me legendary. I've been built for this already. Violence scream when it's heavy. Every step silent, no shade. I don't flex, it's unnecessary. I don't talk, that's secondary. When I move, it's legendary. Yeah, legendary. They gon' call me legendary. I've been built for this already. Violence scream when it's heavy. Every step silent, no shade. I don't flex, it's unnecessary. I don't talk, that's secondary. When I move, it's legendary. Yeah, legendary. I've been running laps on the doubt and the hate. Pen turn venomous, mouth full of flame. Thoughts keep stacking like bricks in a cage. I break out the frame, rearrange the whole game. Never been average, never been tame. Let us keep bending this sentence I say. Rhythm be hitting like clicks in a gauge. Tick, 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 then I rip through the page. Vision so vivid, the picture is painted. Pivot, I shift in the tempo, it's dangerous. Syllables slipping the triples and angles. Tangled.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please return to your seats. CWF Standoff is about to begin again. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, April 25th, we will be back in Milton, Florida, and then May 23rd, we will be back right here in Crestview, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your next matchup of the evening, scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, about to make his way to the ring.
Cut my music, cut the music. Yeah, you're gonna listen to me talk again, and I don't care if you like it or not. Marshall! Marshall! Before I get to Ronan and that World Championship, I'm going to talk to you. I haven't been at the CWF in 2 months, partially because I'm tired of looking at you inbreds. But Marshall, I don't need to be here. My point continues to get proven. You've lost your mind. You claim I'm not smart enough to set up some sophisticated plan. Marshall, I'm quite smart. Smarter than all of these idiots sitting here. Marshall, the fact is, you're too dumb to even protect yourself at your own house. You let yourself get attacked. That's not on me. I'm not responsible for your home security. I'm not responsible for your safety. I choose to face you like a man, and here I am. I'm back after traveling the world, doing much better things than being in inbred Crestview, Florida. So Marshall, you said you'd be waiting for me. Here I am. Bring your stupid bitch ass out here, because your empire is going to crumble to the arc of reality.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in the ring, Colt Manson and his opponent. Crestview, Florida. He is the owner of the Coastal Wrestling Federation, the law man of the land. This is Marshall Briggs.
Well, Wes, earlier we saw a hoss fight between Zachary Magnus and Chris Mason. And I'm still a little speechless about that. But right now, we are about to see a young man get an ass whooping if Marshall Briggs has anything to say about it.
I don't think Colt Manson is going to be winning any popularity contests here in Crestview, Florida. But Marshall Briggs looks ready to fight. You know, Colt Manson's kind of making light of the whole situation about Marshall Briggs being attacked in his own home, but Marshall Briggs is not, so he might want to change his tune just a little bit.
Colt Manson, very cocky here, came out at the beginning of the show, had some words for Marshall Briggs, is already looking past Marshall Briggs to Roland Laveau. That is a mistake in and of itself. Briggs, the lawman of the Coastal Wrestling Federation, and he's about to lay that law down. Him and Colt Manson have a lot of issues. Even if Colt did not attack Marshall Briggs in Briggs' home, Colt still cost Marshall a big match at Proving Ground when Marshall Briggs took on Soko.
He sure did. Marshall Briggs certainly didn't forget that. You know, no matter who broke into his house, he still has a personal issue here with Colt Manson. So Colt Manson needs to watch his step. He's no slouch either, but he might not be a good fit to be fighting a very pissed off Marshall Briggs.
Marshall Briggs, of course, has cost Colt Manson a few wins as well. You know, we look back when he took on Justin Flo in January. Colt pulled the ref between himself and Flo. Ref got KO'd. Sims came out and gave Flo a pedigree. Briggs came out, chased Sims away, gave a peacemaker to Colt, and cost Colt that match. Of course, Justin Flo and Nathan Sims going to pretty much settle differences between themselves later on tonight. Oh, well, I think that just gives you, I think that pretty much says all that needs to be said about Marshall Briggs' opinion of Colt Manson.
He gave that man a thumbs up.
Is the thumb the middle finger now?
In Crestview, Florida, it is.
I was gonna say, as I told you, I failed AMP twice, so I'm not really familiar there with the names of the phalanges.
I don't know who Mr. Phalanges is, but I think he shot him the bird.
We do not encourage such hand gestures here, but hey, it's Marshall Briggs' house. He can do whatever he damn well pleases.
Unless somebody breaks into it.
Well, Colt Manson, certainly an unwelcome guest here in the Coastal Wrestling Federation, if you will. Referee checking, make sure both men are not carrying any illegal items. The bell is called for. And here we go, Wes. And Colt seems good and ready to get started, but Briggs is just, in the corner just staring him down.
Colt Mason drawing a line in the sand.
Yeah, Colt Manson, yes, just saying cross this line. And Manson talked about how he's been traveling the world for the past 2 weeks. Think he has a good tailor in Italy because those are some nice threads.
Very nice threads. I'm impressed by Colt Manson's ensemble here.
I heard some fans calling him the Pinstripe Pestilence. Oh. Well, right now it's Marshall Briggs pestering Colt Manson. Just all that aggression that's been building up. Well, Marshall Briggs, no, some aggression building up literally onto Marshall Briggs. Those forearms of Colt Manson. Colt Manson missing that time, and now Briggs back at it. Has him in the corner, has him out of mercy. Not that he has any mercy to give. speaking of give, the standing of Colt Manson given. He's down on the ground. He's already to the outside.
He's got about 14 boot prints on that Italian leather shirt, courtesy of Marshall Briggs.
That shirt not off the rack. That shirt custom made. I wonder well how it does with blood stains. Marshall Briggs here on the outside. The ref probably, ooh, head meeting steel there. When head meets steel, steel wins every time.
Every single time.
Briggs is a technical wrestler, but he doesn't care about technical moves right now. He is just wanting to put the hurt on Colt Manson. Oh, and those straps, those suspenders.
Smart move. Marshall Briggs rolling in, breaking up the count, buying himself a couple more minutes of punishment.
Of course, I would be hesitant if I didn't mention, and once again, you know, the back of those suspenders that are holding up the britches of Colt Manson, you know, he's just pulling them and slapping them there against the back. That's got to hurt.
You deserve an extra pay packet for using the word britches in commentary on a wrestling match.
Well, them pinstripe britches, them pantalones, if you will, of Colt Manson, them suspenders getting hoisted by his own petard. And I said the referee is going to count to 10, but he's probably going to count to 10 very slowly when you've got the boss out there. You know, Briggs decides his paycheck. I mean, how are you going to disqualify the boss of the Coastal Wrestling Federation?
Well, how does it feel to be Marshall Briggs and have to write a check to a man that potentially broke in your house and beat you up?
Well, Marshall Briggs has cleared, certainly clearing that head there into the steps. Marshall Briggs is, if you've ever seen those steps, they have been beat up by many wrestlers getting thrown into them. Very well crafted steps there. We have good carpenters here on the payroll. Now this match going back into the ring. Colt Manson so far not having, giving a bird back.
Manson giving it right back to Marshall Briggs.
Marshall Briggs not thinking too kindly of that. You really think these two men can settle their differences here and now and just let bygones be bygones after this match?
No.
Suplex there from Marshall Briggs. Marshall Briggs rolling him over. Going to go for the pin attempt. No, only a 2 count. Colt Manson kind of metaphorically being taken out of the woodshed, getting quite a whooping here. Now Marshall Briggs, I think, was going for the peacemaker, but Colt Manson had him scouted. Colt Manson with the upset, could possibly no. Colt Manson might have been away for 2 months, but he's been studying tapes. He knew that Marshall would pick the right moment to try to go for the peacemaker, and he had a counter ready, Wes.
He sure did. That was a great suplex by Colt Manson. The arrogance of Colt Manson. Did he pick that up in Italy?
I'm not sure. Not sure where he picked it up, but he better pick himself up off of Marshall Briggs there. The referee has no hesitation disqualifying Colt Manson. Colt Manson telling him he better watch out there. You don't want to argue with the officials here in the CWF. They will disqualify you in a heartbeat.
Colt Manson looks like the type of guy that goes to a restaurant, refuses a tip, and then asks to speak to the manager. I think it's the suspenders.
Right now going for the pin attempt, no.
But he means business. He's staying on top of Marshall Briggs. You got to give him credit. He's taking advantage of his openings. Now, I don't know.
Wait a minute, going out to jaw jack with the crowd there. And this is not smart of Colt Manson. Colt Manson talks about what a strategist he is, how smart he is. But why would you go to the outside to argue with the fans and give your opponent time to catch his breath?
I don't know the thought process behind that, but he did come back in and start targeting that leg.
That leg has been injured in the past. It was several years ago. That leg was attacked many times by Justin Flo when Justin Flo and Marshall Briggs, about pulling that knee out of the socket there. When Marshall Briggs and Justin Flo were on opposing sides, they since have made up their differences. They have, or at the very least have a non-aggression pact. Not so between Briggs here and Colt Manson. Manson here just once again just laying a blow there to Marshall Briggs. Marshall Briggs, the owner of the CWF. Going for the pin here. Only a 2 count. You know, Wes, I'm not much in corporate politics, but usually when you play the boss in any type of contest, I think you're supposed to let him win. Colt Manson not going to be Employee of the Month here anytime soon.
Absolutely not. But if he could get his win here on Marshall Briggs, collect his money.
Well, I'd say about letting him win, I think Briggs would even lose even more respect if Colt Manson did that. So Colt Manson ain't. Not they ever had any plan to.
Well, he might take that winner's money and go on another 2-month vacation. I don't think Briggs would have too many complaints about that.
I once went to Bimini on the company's dime. Good drinks there in Bimini. Right now, it could be Sweet Victory being drunk up by Colt Manson going for the pin. No. Briggs still able to kick out. Briggs tough as a $2 steak. Tough as the leather that adorns his boots. And once again, Colt, the supreme strategist that he is, talking to the fans. Turning his back to Briggs. Just trying to make sure Briggs doesn't have a moment here to rest. As the headlock locked in good and tight.
And if there's one person in the CWF that you don't want to turn your back on, it's Marshall Briggs. Marshall Briggs has fought everybody in the CWF in almost every match you could possibly have. Why would you turn your back on him when you know all of this?
I've had to wrestle Briggs before, and let me tell you, you know you do not want to turn your back on him. Right now.
Did he at least give you gravy with the potatoes?
It was a scary time in my career. Right now, what's scary here is that Briggs might be fading. Colt Manson could be getting a victory over the owner of the CWF. There's even a few in the crowd chanting, tap, tap, tap. Colt Manson has fans here? In Crestview, Florida? Referee's checking, and is it gonna fall for the 3rd time? This crowd chanting, Marshall, Marshall. No, it doesn't fall for the 3rd time. Had it fallen for the 3rd time, Marshall, basically, it would have been over. Marshall would have passed out, and the referee would have awarded the victory to Colt Manson. Briggs now mounting a comeback, trying to anyways. Laying in those blows to Colt Manson, trying to corral him into the corner. Throwing all of his weight into him. Colt Manson staggering around. Scooping him up. Could be going for it. No, scooping him up. Slamming him down.
Marshall Briggs, he's firing up again.
Marshall Briggs waiting for Colt Manson to get in the right position. Gonna try to hit the Peacemaker. No. Gonna scoop and slam him a 3rd time. Gonna go for the pin. I guess he thinks that's gonna be enough. No. Only a 2 count.
Both men giving it everything that they have.
Both men indeed. Both men back up. Pushed into the ropes.
Nice counter.
Yeah, Colt knew what was coming. He studied Briggs' maneuvers.
You got to give him credit.
Slamming him right into the mat.
Look, say what you will about Colt Manson. He knows how to reach into the back pocket and pull out a trick every now and then.
Speaking of reaching in the back pocket, he was checking on his back there. I guess it was giving him a little pain. Going to go for the pin here. No.
That was close.
A little pain. You know, you see Colt Manson. He perhaps broke up the pin unintentionally because I guess the pain was shooting there on his lower back there. That sciatica might be acting up. No, only a 2 count. Briggs now trying to get back up. Colt trying to make sure that he doesn't do that. This crowd chanting, Marshall, Marshall. It's got to do wonders for a competitor. We often speculate when that crowd is behind you. Briggs now back up to his feet, but he's staggering. Oh, staggering with that blow right into Colt. Colt with the kick now. Everything they got. Looks like Marshall's got a little bit more. Colt now on shaky legs, thrown into the ropes.
Colt better think of something quick, or he's gonna be on the end of a peacemaker here pretty soon.
Ten blows there. Well, sidewalk slam into the pin. Is it over? 3, no, 2.5.
You got to give Colt Manson credit for kicking out of that. 10 clotheslines in the corner and the sidewalk slam still kicked out. There's still a little bit of fight left in Colt Manson.
Colt Manson, much like the wise men that he is dressed as, tough as those original gangsters. Got to give the man that.
Choke slam.
I think it did as much damage to Briggs as it did to Colt. Colt able to roll over here, but that lower back still giving him trouble. Going with one arm, going for the pin. 3, no! Only a 2 count once again.
These pinfalls are getting closer and closer the longer this match goes.
2.5, 2.8, 2.9. Colt is getting closer and closer. Colt back up to his feet. The suspenders are down. Colt means business. Colt still, though, favoring that lower back. Think he's signaling. I think he's going to try to give a peacemaker to Marshall Briggs. Or no. Wait a minute, no, spinning, missing. Marshall Briggs, stunner on the Colt Manson. Marshall Briggs, all he's got to do is close the gap. Closing the gap, could be over. 3, no.
So close. So many close falls here in this go-home stretch of this contest. Both of these guys, they are laying it all on the line here tonight.
Both men have so much to prove. Marshall Briggs wants to keep a disgruntled employee in line. Going for the pin here. Wait a minute, he's grabbed the tights. Does he have him? Did he get him? He got him! He got him!
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Colt Manson.
Wes, like the match before, I've got to collect myself just a little. I really didn't think that Colt Manson would be able to get the job done, but you've got to give him his props. He just picked up a victory over the owner of the Coastal Wrestling Federation.
You got to consider that an upset, but you know, Briggs is still up.
Wait a minute,
no. Kick to the groin.
Briggs not done here with his employee. Briggs now going for the submission. Has it locked in. Oh, and Colt Manson's gonna scream, but the match is over. Briggs just delivering some retribution and now shoving the referee out of the way. Colt stamping. Another referee coming in to try to help him. Gonna perhaps try to talk some sense into Briggs. I don't think Briggs cares about the loss. He just wants to inflict as much pain as he can on the body of Colt Manson.
You know, you think these referees will figure out that's your boss. Let him do what he's gonna do.
Submission hold locked in and Colt tapping out, but the match is over. Colt got the victory. But I think the war, and now wait a minute, Jay Blanchard running in. Jay Blanchard trying to talk some sense into Marshall Briggs.
Bad move, Jay, bad move.
Oh, Jay, I admire your chutzpah, but I don't know if you should have gotten involved. And Joe. Jay Blanchard learning the hard way that you don't involve yourself in the business of Marshall Briggs.
You thought he would have learned that lesson last month. I give Jay Blanchard his props for trying to do the right thing.
Colt.
Here comes
Wait a
Jack
minute.
McGuire.
Now Jack McGuire. Jack McGuire coming out. Jack McGuire used to be a tag team partner of Colt Manson. They have since parted ways. But even he's like, come on, Marshall. Come on, Briggs. Colt suffered enough.
What's this? What do we
Wait a
got
minute,
going on up
what's
here?
going on here? What the?
Are they on their way to the arena?
Wait a minute.
Did they just steal Briggs' car? What's going on here, Donnie?
Colt Manson is pointing to Jack McGuire. I think he's saying Jack McGuire. Colt Manson is saying that was Jack McGuire's car. That was footage from where I believe Briggs lives. I think we found the man that attacked Marshall Briggs. If I'm understanding what Colt said and what that footage was alluding to. Colt is saying it was Jack. Jack?
I'm not buying this. There's something fishy going on here.
I mean, you know how AI is now, but Jack pleading his innocence with Marshall Briggs. Telling him he didn't do it. I can't quite make out what they're saying here, but Briggs is processing everything. I mean, I know everyone's guilty in the eyes of Briggs, but it couldn't have been Jack.
I don't see Jack.
I mean, we got to give the kid the benefit of the doubt. Not Jack. Could it? Briggs, well, it looks like Briggs is going to give Jack the benefit of the doubt, but that footage, if it hasn't been doctored, is certainly damning evidence.
You know, Jack's going to have to put this behind him if he's going to come out and referee the main event tonight. He's going to have his head in the game for this championship match. I don't know what Colt Maton has going on.
I had nothing to do with it. Don't slander me.
Hey, don't slander Colt Maton. He had nothing.
Like a man.
Well, Colt Manson. It couldn't have been. It just.
Poor Jack having a moment over there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to process. It couldn't have been Jack.
I don't buy it. I don't think it was Jack at all.
I mean, you know what AI can do now, but I mean, that footage looked pretty real. More on that later. Well, either way, congratulations to Colt Manson for picking up a victory over Marshall Briggs. But up next, it is the Tag Team Championship as Reyes DeSor takes on Johnny Romano and Darion Drummond.
Hey, let's give Donnie a moment. I know you got a lot.
That match coming up next.
Take a breather.
Ladies and gentlemen, more on all that later. Right now, it is time for our tag team matchup of the evening. This is for the CWF Tag Team Championship. Will both teams please make their way to the ring?
Yeah. Y'all want war? War. You want war? You ain't want this. This that real talk, this that war. Darion's here, the Black Panther stalks. I walk to the ring with confidence, so stop. With all the talking ish, all that ish, that's bullish. Who wants war? I want war. I bring war. I always win a war. I always win a war. For war to the ring, real talk right through your screen. It's Darion, so sing, ring, ring, a ding, ding, dong. What's the play? What you say? What's the name? Darion, drum on. Ass kicker, fist like a cannon. In the ring, disastrous fashion. Got your number, no distraction. You can beat that ass faster. Nobody knowing, not a soul, not ever. Who want war? Y'all want war? I'll bring war. I always win a war. Always win a war like a chore. Every move, every hit, they adore. Welcome, you want more? Who's keeping score? Talk that ish, you ain't want this. Who want war? You want war? I'll bring war. I always win the war. I always win the war. Feet hit the floor, thunders roar. Every punch, legends lore. Darion's here, hit a roar.
Double like the narco, got dope like Pablo, dope like Pablo, drop tree with the Draco. I'm a knock at Diego, say hasta luego, we'll be in rapping kilos, snub nose for potato, straight out the jungle, this real rap no more, my skin black like mama, got stash spots in Honda. Cocaine, more money make more rain. Pouring up a paint while I'm back in propane. Point blank range, no way. Skip to my loo with the pack and the cat. Jiffy, loo with the bridge where he at. Dripping, ooze, the paddock all wet. Birds in the truck, they ain't leaving at the nest. Yeah, 5 base set like milk. Yup, running with the pack, got stuck. Hands in the cookie jar, cause it's bigger off. Being greedy, we can get this on me out. And the bricks on the boat, took a couple routes. Flush mama house, her, make a 50 couch. I ain't really, we about to $1,000. Knock 'em out, but then I go on the boat battle. Go to G, wanna put the kilo on the saddle. Literally, I'm got the same tackle. Chop it right down like an apple. Match with the X with the horses in the cattle. Narco, got dope like Pablo. Dope like Pablo. Drop tree with the Draco. Wanna knock at Diego. Say hasta luego. We'll be in rapping kilos. Snub nose for potato.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the CWF Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, to my left, they are the team of Johnny Romano and Darion Drummond. And introducing next, they are the reigning, defending CWF Tag Team Champions, Cruz Rivera and Jay Villa Reyes de Sol. Oh, wait a minute. Quick thought. I almost forgot. This is the final time that I can have any say in your match, Darion. So you know what? I'm making myself the special enforcer for this match. I'm going to be keeping an eye on you right there at commentary. You pull anything, and I'm going to personally get involved. Cruz, Jay, good luck to the both of you.
Well, Donnie making the most of his last chance to stick it to Darian Drummond and Johnny Romano. Well done, sir.
Thank you. As I said, I'm going to make myself the special enforcer for this matchup.
And you know, the swagger and the arrogance of these two, it just makes me want to see them lose even more. That's just ridiculous.
Well, the flop star and Dirty Drummond, everyone knows very much my hatred for Darian Drummond. Used to be my broadcast partner up here. He wanted to get back in ring action. Hey, you know, perfectly fine there. But he tried to bash my head in with a hammer 6 months ago thanks to Curtis Wake. And Darian Drummond losing to Curtis Wake, I was able to gain a say in what happens in Darian's matches. Matter of fact, it was right here in Crestview. Last time we were here, you know, this man threatened to bash my head in with a hammer. You know, so you know, yes, I will do anything I do. I will personally get involved. I have been wanting to slug that man for months. I'm not a fighter. I'm an announcer. But damn it, I will do anything I can to make sure those two do not walk away with the tag team titles.
When you have to defend yourself, too, you can't let people treat you like a doormat no matter who you are in life.
Right now, Jay Villa, the powerhouse of Reyes, going to work on Dirty Drummond. Ladies and gentlemen, listening to the live stream, and Wes, you're just going to have to forgive me. This is one time that I'm going to throw my journalism integrity aside and not be impartial. I want Reyes to come away with the victory here tonight.
You know, last month, Darian Drummond and Johnny Romano pulled off the upset. If lightning strikes twice, we could be looking at new tag team champions tonight.
But let's talk about that. Let's talk about that upset. You know, they involved a weapon. They didn't win under their own merits. They used cheap tactics. Dirty deeds, as AC/DC once said. They didn't win on their own merit. They took a red pipe against Reyes to get the victory.
They did. They absolutely did, and I wouldn't put it past them again to do it again tonight.
This is only the second time that Darian Drummond, Dirty Drummond as I like to call him, as you folks have heard, and the Flop Star have teamed together. But, you know, when you beat the tag team champions in a non-title matchup, you move to the front of the line. That's just how it works here in the CWF.
And as much as distasteful as both these guys are, they have gelled together as a tag team very quickly. No matter how they did it, they did pull off a win over the tag team champions last month.
Putting aside my hatred for Darian, I'm just surprised these two can get along. Darian Drummond had nothing but criticism for how Johnny Romano conducted himself in matches. Beautiful arm drags there from Cruz Rivera.
And just a drastic change in personality in Johnny Romano, going from the happy-go-lucky guy to what he is now and what he has been these last couple of months here in the CWF is really, that shows you the type of influence that Darian Drummond can have on another person.
Right now, the only influence I want is the pain of that hole that Cruz Rivera has on Darian Drummond to go up and, well, I spoke too soon. He broke it. Damn it. Oh, but that about broke Darian Drummond. The Black Sheep get its America. The other, damn it. Pardon my language. Cruz Rivera getting knocked over there by Darian Drummond. Darian Drummond pushing Jay Villa there. Pushing Jay Villa there into the Flop Star. Clothesline there from Darion Drummond. Come on, Jay, come on. Don't let this man win, no. Oh, thank God.
And that distraction from Johnny Romano gave Darion Drummond the opening he needed to change the tide in this match.
Darion Drummond laying the knee to the side of the Black Sheep, the powerhouse of Reyes de Sort. And those knees to the ribs have got to hurt. Darion Drummond is a technician, has ground game, but really just likes to brawl, likes to use his Street Fighter IQ to get the job done. Just brutalize and go for the pin here. Oh, thank goodness. Jay Villa got plenty for Duval greatness. There is much greatness in Duval County. Darion Drummond represents none of it, though. Darion Drummond now losing control of the Black Sheep. The Black Sheep trying to tag in his partner, Cruz Rivera.
Say what you will about Darion Drummond. It is impressive that how he can turn the switch so fast. He can go from a technical wrestler to a fighter on a dime. And that's what he's doing here against the tag team champions tonight.
Stomping the chest now of Jay Villa. Now turning his attention once again to Cruz Rivera. Come on, Watt then. Trying to coast Cruz Rivera in. And there, while the referee's back turn, the flop star, Johnny Romano attacking Jay Villa. The dirty tactics of these two.
Veteran teamwork by two guys that have only tagged together twice.
As I said, I've made myself the special enforcer. If these two keep on, I will get involved and do anything I can. Suplex into the pin attempt. Oh. You know what? I have some animosity for Johnny Romano and the choices he's made of late, but they pale in comparison to the sheer hatred I have for Darion Drummond. Jay Villa now back up to his feet, laying in the blows. Now has a headlock there of sorts onto the pop star Johnny Romano. I like to call him now the flop star.
Nice side suplex by Johnny Romano.
Johnny Romano going to follow it up with a submission. Clutch locked in good and tight. No, not locked in. Jay Villa's got one arm out. He's trying to reach for Cruz, but can't quite make it. He's kind of right there in the middle of the ring. Cruz can only extend his arm so far. Has to stay in his corner.
Johnny Romano needs to keep his eye on the ball. That was a close one there.
Cruz Rivera's had a moment to catch his breath. Jay Villa now just striking the side of the head of Darion Drummond. Darion staggering. Jay Villa once again trying to tag in his partner. Trying to go for it, no. Darion going to make sure that doesn't happen. And give the Devils their due. This is smart of Johnny Romano and Drummond to keep Jay Villa as far. Going for the pin again. Oh, thank God Cruz Rivera able to break it up. Cruz Rivera finally able to come to the aid of his partner.
Cruz Rivera, he's well rested out there. Once that tag comes, he's going to be ready to come in like a house of fire.
Drummond trying to keep himself between Jay Villa and Darion Drummond, or excuse me, between Jay Villa and Cruz Rivera. Cruz Rivera now back on that side. No, getting Irish whipped into the corner. And now Darion Drummond better concentrate. Referee's back is turned once again.
They know what they're doing.
Johnny Romano is not supposed to be doing that. Damn it. They keep on. I'm going in there. Jay Villa able to kick out.
Those two guys, they're playing the referee like a fiddle. It is very smart on their part, no matter how you feel about them.
Well, in between matches, Jay Villa getting tossed to the outside. Referee going to be slow to make a count out here. Jay Villa now getting drived into the side of the ring. Popstar showing that he can be just as vicious as Darion Drummond. It's a side of Johnny that I never thought I'd really get to see.
Johnny's just been so nasty and aggressive since falling under the tutelage of Darion Drummond. The influence that he has over Johnny, it's night
Johnny
and day.
going for the submission hold here, trying to get it locked in. Trying to get that crossface locked in there. Able to transition into a pin. No, able to kick out. And no, Jay Villa, no, back up to his feet for only a second. Popstar not going to try to go for a pin. Cruz didn't even have to come to the aid of his partner. Jay Villa has got to be spent, though. He needs to close the gap. He needs to tag in Cruz Rivera. Because right now, Romano and Drummond can just... And once again, referee, turn around. Turn around, ref. Damn it. Wait a minute. There's still some life in the Black Sheep. The Black Sheep trying his best to tag in Cruz Rivera. Black Sheep colliding in to Darion Drummond. Black Sheep going for the pin, has the schoolboy. Only a 2 count. Still trying to tag in Cruz Rivera. Johnny Romano trying to do everything he can to stop it. No, didn't quite get it.
Just missed him.
Johnny Romano getting shoved. Now Darion trying to get involved. Darion is not the legal man. Will the ref get both of them out of there? It's only supposed to be one man at a time. Double drop kick of a kind from the Black Sheep. And now, the Shark, Cruz Rivera, chomping at the bit. He wants to get back into the deep end. Come on, Jay. Now's your chance. He's so close. Tag in Cruz Rivera. Do it to save your titles. Hell, do it for me.
Tag to Drummond.
Yes,
There he is.
Cruz Rivera is in. Cruz Rivera going to work on Johnny Romano and Darion Drummond. That leg colliding into Darion Drummond. Cruz Rivera going for the pin.
Romano breaks it up.
Romano able to break it up at the last second.
Referee's got to get control of this, Donnie. You might have to do something here.
Referee arguing. Referee arguing with No! The ref just... Jay Villa was going for Romano and collided into the referee. What the heck? The referee catching friendly fire and Britney Spears on a Jay Villa. Wait a minute. What's going on here?
They're cooking something up.
What,
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh,
Drummond.
hell no. Oh, hell no. Not this time.
Donnie's not. My broadcast partner, Donnie Harris, is taking it upon himself to get in the ring. The referee's down. Donnie's trying to stop he's trying to stop him from using his weapon, but it might have backfired. Darion Drummond, Donnie. Oh, Darion Drummond just blasted Donnie Harris. What? I don't believe this, people. I don't believe this, people. We have new CWF Tag Team Champions. Darion Drummond and Johnny Romano. Donnie was trying to restore law and order. Didn't work out. And now we have new tag team champions. It's unbelievable.
Disasters fashion. Got your number, no distraction. Can beat that ass fast and nobody know I'm not a soul now.
Donnie's down. New tag team champions. Reyes del Sol has been screwed out of the CWF World Tag Team Championships.
Talk that is you ain't want this. Who I want? You want war? I'll bring war. I always win the war. I always win the war. Hit the floor, thumbs roll.
I don't know what to say, folks. That is definitely one for the books. That was not Donnie Harris's intentions. And they're taking it out on Donnie.
Disasters fashion. Got your number, no distraction. You can beat that ass fast and nobody know I'm not a soul, not ever. Who I want? Y'all want war?
New tag team champions.
Always win the war. War for war to the ring. Real talk right through your screen. It's stereo. So
I have no words for what we have just seen here. None.
ass kicker, fist like a cannon. Ain't no ring, disasters fashion.
Of all the ways to lose a set of tag team championships, that is not the way you want to do it. Andres Reyes is out here. Donnie. Not exactly what you had planned.
Wes, ladies and gentlemen, Jay, Cruz, I need a minute.
We've got new tag team champions. That was not Donnie Harris's intentions. He went out there to try to restore law and order, inadvertently gave us new tag team champions, Darian Drummond and Johnny Romano. Let's go to our next contest. It's going to be all right, Donnie. It's going to be all right.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the knockout Nathan Sims.
So much more. There's not enough of you. Look to the entrance way. Don't overlook me. Right here.
And his opponent, the Flowhawk, Justin Flow!
Well, Wes, trying my best to compose myself just a little bit here. tell you, man.
I think some damage was done to your headset whenever you stormed off.
Yeah.
In the tag team championship match.
Well, what we have now is singles action here. As Justin Flo is going to be taking on Nathan Sims. One-on-one contest. Nathan Sims and Justin Flo. What a history between these two. Have been enemies, were allies when they were teamed together in the Enterprise, and Justin Flo was champion. But lately, Nathan Sims has cost Justin Flo not one, but 2 opportunities to challenge for CWF Gold. You remember back in that fatal 4-way that Justin Flo was involved in, he could have won a match, a challenge for the D1 title. Nathan Sims got involved, cost Justin Flo that matchup. And then last month, in the main event for the #1 contendership, it's Justin Flo against Dirk Darkson, calling for the bell to be ring here. And these two men going to work on each other already.
Starting off hot. There's a lot of animosity built up between these two. It's going to come spilling out here in this match.
Yeah, as I was talking about, Nathan Sims cost Justin Flo the #1 contendership. Could have had it won, but came out there, delivered the pedigree to him. Dirk Darkson was able to capitalize and get the victory, and that's why Dirk Darkson's in the main event later tonight against Ronald Laveau, and Justin Flo is instead taking out all his frustrations on Nathan Sims. You know, we were talking about disgruntled employees earlier with Colt Manson and Marshall Briggs. Nathan Sims certainly been a disgruntled employee as well. Drop kick there from Justin Flo onto Nathan Sims.
Yeah, he's definitely got an axe to grind with Marshall Briggs, but right now he needs to focus on Justin Flo.
Going for the pin attempt there. Yeah, he cost Justin Flo a chance to go back up the ranks. Nathan Sims like to talk about being a former champion from the second rope. Perhaps was going to go for the Flo's in, but didn't quite get it. But now Nathan Sims going to try to go for the pedigree. End it real quick right here. No.
Nice counter by Nathan Sims.
Both these men have studied each other very well. Both men have shared enemies. Justin Flo was also an enemy of Marshall Briggs. Went to fight with Marshall Briggs almost as much as Nathan Sims did. Even was able to get a few victories over Marshall Briggs, something Nathan Sims has not been able to do as much, unless you count, way back when they had that Marshall Laws match a few weeks ago.
Definitely not. Look, Nathan Sims just slowed the pace of this match. They started off hot and fast, but now Nathan Sims knows this early he's not going to get an advantage on Justin Flo, so he's slowing it down a little bit with a little chain wrestling.
Both men have technical prowess. They both like to rely on their aerial maneuvers, that high-flying combat, if you will. Oh, atomic drop there. And that pain, it goes through your feet, through your knees, and your spine. Oh, and another one. Going up with a clothesline.
Nathan Sims firing up on the aggression here. He's still got to be ticked off about that loss that him and Michael Hart had.
Teamed with, yeah, see, Sims likes to talk a big game, likes to rile up people, but one thing has eluded Sims lately, and that's a number of victories. Has been interfering constantly in Nathan Sims' match. Nearly cost Justin Flo that matchup with Colt Manson as well. Back in February. There's a long track record, as we've been talking about, of Sims getting involved with Flo's matches. And I don't know if it's lingering animosity from when they broke up with the Enterprise or it's something new.
He just likes to get involved in other people's business. I don't understand it, but there's a lot of that goes on in the CWF. Everybody has something to do with everybody, and that's what makes the CWF so unpredictable.
Well, let's see what happens here. Nathan Sims just slowing everything down. Like you said, we started off hot and heavy, and now just slowing everything down. Has that submission hold locked in good and tight. He can Nathan Sims the knockout. He comes off the knockout, but he can employ submission maneuvers, as we were talking about, when he so desires.
The Flow Hawk firing back up. He's got Nathan Sims back in the corner, driving those shoulders right into the midsection. Nathan Sims.
Able to get out of the way there.
Nice backbreaker by Nathan Sims.
Only a 2 count, though. You know, and they're not jockeying for, you know, up the ladder. They're not necessarily in line for a title shot. These just 2 men are just trying to settle the differences that they have, or really just whatever it is that Nathan Sims has against Justin Flow. You'll notice Justin Flow hasn't really interfered in a lot of Nathan Sims matches. So this is pretty much one-sided hate.
It is. Flow has been keeping to himself, minding his own business lately, but Nathan Sims is not. Nathan Sims just keeps getting involved in Justin Flow's business, and Justin Flow's, he's had enough. He's not going to take it anymore.
Well, right now, he might be taking a submission hold there. Could be taking a loss here. Nathan Sims transitioning into a pin attempt. No. Didn't quite get it there.
Flow's got to break the hold. Sims had enough wherewithal to ring awareness to know that he was that close to the rope.
All right, Flow seems to currently back on one knee, so he's in better shape than Nathan Sims here. No. Has the headlock locked in now. Sims just taking a moment, as we said, just keeping things nice and slow. All right, Wes. No, still has that headlock locked in good and tight, Wes.
Now Sims controlling the pace of this match. He's working that headlock. But Flow's fighting up. Big back suplex.
That pain's got to be shooting all up and down Nathan Sims' back. And now Flow back up to his feet. Flow is tough as whatever it is whatever product he puts into his hair to hold that mohawk up. Throwing Nathan to the other side. No, Nathan able to jump out of whatever Flow had planned. Nathan now once again concentrating on that back. He saw where Flow is putting his hand to it, so he knows what area to attack now and concentrate those stomps on.
He sure does. An unfortunate situation for Justin Flow. If he's got a back injury, Nathan Sims is going to capitalize on it.
Nathan Sims has the legs locked. All he's got to do is turn it over. The sharpshooter is applied. Sharpshooter used a good effect by Bret the Hitman Hart many times. Could it work just as well on Justin Flow for Nathan Sims?
Smart move by Nathan Sims, dragging him back to the center of the ring. Flow's got to fight to one of these ropes if he wants to break this hold.
Trying to reach for him. Right now, Sims only has one hand holding those ankles together. Now using two hands again, and now pulling Flow back to the middle of the ring. Has sat down, so all his weight is just now there on the top of the thigh of Justin Flow, and he's chanting for Justin Flow to tap out. Wait, Justin Flow able to transition to a pin attempt? No. Wait, now Justin Flow has control of the legs. Justin Flow.
Boston Crab.
Boston Crab locked in good and tight.
Justin Flow's wrenching back on it.
This is smart of both men. Both men knew they're high flyers, and to fly high, you need them legs to jump on.
Sims fought to the rope. Flow's got to break the hold. He does not want to get disqualified here.
No, and once again, you see him favoring that lower back. And even Flo, I guess you could say, was there for the moment, was in a better position. Like that pain that's shooting up and down the spine. I mean, when you've reffed matches before, you've seen the pain set in on the spine, on the back, or on the knee. And even if your opponent is in a down position, that pain jumps in, it gets you, and you can't capitalize. Although Nathan Sims is certainly capitalizing right now.
No, and you can tell when somebody's in pain. You know, the look on their face. You can just tell when somebody is not at 100%. Like
going for
both
the
of
pin.
these guys.
No, only a 2 count.
Both of these guys in pain right now. They've both done an excellent job targeting each other's backs. We're going to find out here shortly who's done a better job.
All right.
Justin Flo couldn't even run across the ring. That's how bad his back is right now. Look at Nathan Sims.
Nathan Sims,
he's having trouble walking too.
Holding on to his as well. Kicking the back. He knows where to go. He knows where to hit. Off the rope. Ooh, kick there to the cheek. I think that was more just for insult than it was for damage. And now Nathan Sims just throwing off the protection there. Bouncing off the ropes. Right into the flow hog. The flow hog had something for the knockout. But once again, that back just plaguing Justin Flo. He executed the maneuver, but he can't capitalize. Slapping the mat, both men are out, although Justin Flo is showing more life than Nathan Sims.
Flo dug deep down for that one. He's changed the course of this match. If he can get up to his feet and give Nathan Sims a run for his money, he just might win this match, Donnie.
He very well could. Both men laying it in now. Wes, I think we could see the incoming either way. Perhaps could be going Nathan Sims' way here. Throwing Flo back into the corner. Flo falling down once again, just clutching that back.
Nathan Sims
able to get out of the way there. Up and over, Nathan Sims went to the edge of the ring.
Oh, nice counter by Nathan Sims. He hung onto that top rope, pulled Justin Flo's back down over the top rope.
Sims now perched up there. Sims gonna fly high with the double axe handle, but missed it.
What a counter by Justin Flo.
Flo had him scouted, colliding into Nathan Sims, not once but twice. Sims missing not once but twice as well. And now,
big knee. Flo follows up with a neck breaker.
That neck breaker could have ended it. Trying to ignore the plane, closing the gap, laying himself on top. 3, no, only a 2 count.
No. So close. Justin Flo nearly came off with the victory here. Nathan Sims using that last little bit of energy to kick out of that.
Oh, throwing him into that middle rope there. I think the middle rope might have caught him on the windpipe a little bit.
All right, Sims is back up.
Sims now. No!
Counter by Flo.
Sims right into Flo Hawk. The Flo Hawk. Hitting the pedigree into the knockout, Nathan Sims. And now Flo going to end it with the Flo's end. The Flo's end on Nathan Sims.
Is that going to be enough?
Yes,
got
it
him.
is.
The winner
match, the Flowhawk, Justin Flow.
A low blow on a Justin Flow. Say nothing else for Nathan Sims, but he is a sore loser. This crowd chanting for Rob Ocho. Rob Ocho, a man that Nathan Sims put on the shelf. And now our referee trying to stop Nathan Sims. This crowd chanting for Ocho, Ocho. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Jay Blanchard.
Here comes Jay.
Jay Blanchard coming out here. Jay Blanchard coming to the aid. Jay Blanchard not done with Nathan Sims. Nathan Sims costing Jay Blanchard a matchup earlier in the evening. Drop kick onto Nathan Sims. Jay Blanchard getting his get back. Now going to check on Justin Flow. Blanchard now just going to try to help Flow out of there. And now double super kick onto Nathan Sims, and down Sims goes. Knocked out, if you will. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think there's some gold in the pool. Here we go. 14 karat splash! 14 karat splash onto Nathan Sims. Brought to him courtesy of the golden one, Jay Blanchard.
I don't know, Donnie.
Well, Flo able to get the victory, and Jay Blanchard coming to the aid of Justin Flo there post-match. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event. But after what we saw transpired, Jack McGuire with that damning video evidence.
What kind of frame of mind?
Referee.
I know, he didn't even want to talk to you at the end of the match, and Jack wants to talk to everybody. Where's his mind at in this world title match?
Well, where his mind better be on the main event. That main event is coming up right now.
Donnie heading to the ring for the introductions to this World Championship title match. Main event tonight here at CWF Voltage Standoff at the Community Center in Crestview, Florida. We got Dirk Darkson versus the CWF World Heavyweight Champion Ronan Laveau with a special guest referee Jack McGuire. Donnie Harris with the ring introductions.
The following contest is our main event of the evening. Will both competitors please make their way to the ring? The following contest is scheduled for one fall. And it is for the CWF World Championship. Our special guest referee for this contest, Jack McGuire. Introducing first, the challenger. Not Jack. Being cornered by the new D1 champion, Zach Magnus, PhD. This is the Bad Omen, Dirk Darkson. And introducing next, he is the reigning, defending CWF World Champion. This is Ronan Laveau.
Well, here we go. A lot of questions we have coming into this matchup as we were talking about, with that evidence on Jack. I'm trying to give Jack the benefit of the doubt, but, it was pretty damning.
Well, Jack looks a little more composed. He looks like he took some time. He calmed down a little bit. He looks like he's in the right
Calling for
mindset.
the bell to ring. And, I alluded to the fact that Jack McGuire is like a golden retriever. He's always happy to see everybody and all that, but even a golden retriever can bite you.
For sure. And, Jack's got to be watching this match very closely because he could soon be facing one of these two men for the CWF Championship.
Yeah, he mentioned earlier, he won the Van Christopher Memorial Scramble. He can challenge for any title at any time of his choosing. Heck, he could tell, I believe he could even tell Zach Magnus to get in the ring and, hey, I'm challenging for that D1 title. Right now, here we go, and Dirk Darkson going to put some distance between him and Ronan Laveau. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have a little bit of confusion, for whatever reason, Dirk Darkson has physical possession of the World Championship, but that championship is the property of Ronan Laveau. If Darkson wants his names in the record book, he has to either make Ronan Laveau submit or pin him 1, 2, 3.
Jack's been a wrestler for a little while now, but he's obviously never refereed. He just started counting. That could have potentially been a count-out victory for Ronan. He's going to have to get himself into the referee mindset. It's a whole different animal.
Ronan, a fighting champion. Been champion since wait a minute. Really, Dirk? Really? Quit hiding behind Jack and fight like a man. Come on now. You're better than that, Dirk. All right, and here we go. Collar and elbow tie-up. Ronan Laveau, as we were talking about, in his very first title defense. Has that headlock locked in good and tight, Dirk Darkson does. Warfare 3 months ago was a big night for Ronan. Won the title from Orion. Locked in that Kimura lock that he can lock in at any time and make someone submit. Dirk Darkson now in control, and I would be remiss if I did not say these two are former tag team championship partners when they were the Sons of La Llorona. They know each other better than anybody else outside perhaps of their parents.
Definitely. These two know each other so well. First singles match between these two, first title defense for Ronan Laveau.
Well, now they have been in the ring. We have been in a ring against each other before. It was a fatal four-way that I talked about that also involved, missing with that kick there. Darkson once again to the outside.
And he almost caught Jack with that roundhouse kick.
It was that fatal four-way that Darkson won with a little assist from Nathan Sims to become the #1 contender for the D1 title. No longer the contender for the D1 title. That D1 title now belonging to Zach Magnus. Dirk had a little hand in helping Zach Magnus win that belt. I'm sure we haven't seen all the issues settled between Magnus and Chris Mason. Here we go. Roland trying to lock up once again. Dirk once again gaining control of the back. And so far, Jack doing as best he can. Drop toe hold there into the headlock. The mat-based abilities of Ronald Laveau has MMA training, has jiu-jitsu training. Even trained a little bit in military combat. Man can handle himself in a ring. Elbow tie-up once again. Dirk once again gaining control of the back. Well, that kind of seems to be his favorite position so far here, but when he gets control of the back, he hasn't been able to quite figure out what to do with it, Wes.
No, it's still early on in this matchup. Well, Ronan's on top of him. He knows what's going on here.
Headlock takedown there from the defending champion. Dirk flying around like a fish. Now we've seen in Dirk's last 2 matches, Magnus did get involved. Threw Dirk back in to get the count-out victory. That count-out victory was over Jack McGuire. I'm sure Jack hasn't forgotten that, but so far, being true to his word and calling this down the middle. Throwing him into the ropes. Oh, good shoulder tackle from the defending champion. Up high, Dirk's getting there. Both men trying to get position here, trying to get control of the other, trying to get the right hold locked in. Jack looking around, trying to make sure no shenanigans are going on here. Oh, good big boot there from the defending champion. Going for the pin. Only a 2 count.
So far, the doctor has done a good job of staying out of the way.
So far, just giving advice. As we said, last month, twice, Magnus did insert himself in the matchup to help Dirk get the victory. Dirk returned the favor earlier tonight. And what worked twice will work a 3rd time. And McGuire knows what Magnus is about. You saw him turning his head there just for a second to look and see what Magnus was doing. I'm sure Jack will have no problem in disqualifying Dirk Darkson should Zach Magnus step out of line.
Definitely not.
Now Ronan Laveau throwing Dirk into the ropes, picking him up. Oh, delivering that knee there.
Knee.
On a kick to the back there. Gonna pick up some speed. Oh, running knee there into him. Gonna go for the pin. Only a 2 count. Only 2. You see Zach, Dr. Zach there, the good doctor, slapping the mat, trying to encourage his client. Both men now trading blows in the corner. Dirk perhaps getting the worst of it, if you will.
There's the doctor. There's the doctor.
That belt right into the back of Ronald Laveau. And Ronald Laveau getting kicked to the outside. Jack McGuire didn't see it. The World Championship belt being used as a weapon on the back of the world champion.
That was, I hate to admit it, but that was perfect timing by the doctor. That's why he's the doctor. He pulled that off perfectly.
Give the doctor his due, and now the back of Ronald Laveau getting slammed into the side of the ring. You talk about the inexperience of Jack McGuire. Jack McGuire trying very slowly to make the count. Even though he's an inexperienced ref, he does not want a double count out here. That is not what this crowd wants. It's not what Jack wants. That certainly ain't what Dirk or Ronan wants.
They want to see a definitive. Oh.
Once again, Dirk very precise in his strategy. Once again, ramming Ronald Laveau into a part of the ring. and now throwing him into the steps. All right, we're at 5 now. Well, Jack trying Jack waiting. 4, excuse me, we're at 4. Jack kind of losing count here. Now we're at 5. Do not want a double count out. As I was talking about earlier.
You know, Jack doesn't realize it, but he's buying Dirk extra time to work over Ronan Laveau on the outside of the ring.
That'll put the work on Ronan, definitely. We could have a new champ here, Wes. Colliding onto him. Rolling him over, going for the pin. 1, 2, no. Only a 2 count. Now Dirk arguing with Jack McGuire. We've seen before, it's not a good idea to argue with the ref. Keep concentrating on your opponent, especially when a title's on the line.
If ever there was a ref you'd want to argue with, it would probably be Jack, because he doesn't seem like the type that's going to argue back with you.
No, Jack's such a happy-go-lucky kid. I mean, I know we saw that evidence, but in my heart of hearts, I just find it hard to believe. The forearms now from Ronan, followed by a kick there. Wait a minute, Ronan going to try to lock in the Kimura, perhaps. Dirk Darkson knew what was coming, and throwing Ronan into the corner. Now laying that leg into the back of Ronan, once again concentrating on the back of Ronan. Sound strategy. Letting him just fall to the mat, going for the pin once again. Only a 2 count. Is it really, I mean, when competitors, you being a former ref, when competitors turn to you and say 1, 2, 3 like that, does it just make you mad? Almost got a 2, 3 count there, speaking of which.
You know, it's not like the referee is going to change his mind and go, you know what, you're right, that was a 3, ring the bell. It just doesn't work like that. You're wasting time arguing with the referee.
Oh, insult there from Ronan onto Dirk Darkson. Dirk Darkson likes to call himself the bad omen. Now stretching Ronan Laveau.
That's a move that you do not see every day anymore, the abdominal stretch.
Trust me, that is not for Ronan Laveau's benefit. Stretching him like that. Stretching those muscles and those tendons to the max. Perhaps could see the champ give up here.
He's watching. Look at it. Look at him. Grab the rope.
Oh,
Jack caught him.
Oh. Jack saying, not on my watch. He caught that.
Wait, what's the doctor doing here?
The good doctor perhaps is going to come to the aid of his protege. Wait a minute, the good doctor teasing going to hit. No! Oh. A kick from Ronan Laveau, knocking Zach Magnus, PhD, to the ground. The good doctor becoming the foot doctor, if you will. Oh!
Jack just threw the doctor out.
Jack McGuire does have the authority to do that. And now, Ronan Laveau can just concentrate on Dirk Darkson, but that had some pain there in the back. Able to still mount something on, but both men now are wait a minute.
Well, who's this?
Wait a minute. Marshall Briggs. Marshall Briggs coming out. Marshall Briggs going to insert himself in this matchup. And Marshall Briggs extending his hand to Jack McGuire and shaking it.
Wait a minute.
Peacemaker! Peacemaker on a Jack McGuire!
Who's going to referee this match now?
I'm not sure. What?
He wants a microphone.
Hold on.
What's going on here? I can't keep up with all this. This is making my head spin.
Guess what? That opportunity you've been holding on to since Proving Ground, you're cashing it in right now. This is now a triple threat match for the CWF title. Give me a referee!
Well, what the? What? What the? Did it? Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. And new CWF World Champion Jack McGuire.
What? What? What the? What? Jack McGuire's the new champion.
What?
Why would Briggs help this man? What the? Well, congratulations, I guess, to Jack McGuire.
We have a new CWF World Champion, and it's Jack McGuire?
I'm as speechless as you are. The reign of Roland Laveau is over in Roland Laveau's very first title defense. Jack McGuire now the world champion. Marshall Briggs told him he's going to cash it in right there.
We have seen all three championships change tonight.
I don't know what Briggs' motives are right there, but well, congratulations to Jack either way. I mean, the kid has worked long and hard in his stint here in the CWF.
Oh, hey, I almost forgot. Your first title defense is right now.
What?
Wait, what?
His first title defense is right now, but who's it against? What the?
Well, the referee went to the back.
Yeah, the referee went to the back.
Wait.
Slamming it right into his
I don't
head. The
understand.
referee's
I
coming
don't
back
understand.
out. But who's going to challenge him? Well, what the? What? What?
Get your ass out here and announce me the champ. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and the new world champion of the Coastal Wrestling Federation, Marshall Reyes.
We've had 2 CWF World Championship title changes tonight. My colleague Donnie Harris is still in the ring. Folks, Crestview tonight, 3 title changes, 4 title changes. Donnie, what is going on?
Ladies and gentlemen,
here in the CWF?
I have a lot more questions than answers. Wes, you know as much as I do. The title changed twice. Jack McGuire's reign lasting all of what, maybe 5 minutes. And the new champion is the owner of the Federation himself, Marshall Briggs.
Well, hopefully
Briggs has the power to do that. He can make a match anytime he
can do
wants.
whatever he wants to, and hopefully we're going to get some answers April 25th in Milton, Florida at CWF Voltage.
Yes, April 25th, our next outing in Milton, Florida, and we will be back May 23rd right here in Crestview. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check us out on all social medias. Retweet, repeat. I'm at a loss for words here. Share this live stream everywhere you can on social media. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you April 25th in Milton, Florida for another edition of CWF Voltage. For everyone here, I'm ringside pitchman Donnie Harris Jr. He's
Wes Adams.
We'll see you next time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for CWF Standoff. Do not forget, we will be back in action in Milton, Florida, April 25th, and then May 23rd, we will be back in action right here in Crestview. We want to thank you all for coming out and supporting the Coastal Wrestling Federation. Be sure to check us out on all social medias. For everyone here at CWF, I'm your ringside pitchman, Donnie Harris Jr. We'll see you next time.
Luckily,